All right, so I have 9 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started. And I'm just going to invite you to find a comfortable seated position. So really anything that feels like a place you can settle in and get still. And if settling in a comfortable seated position isn't comfortable, you're welcome to come onto your back. That's fine too. But let's just start in a place where we can get still. And wherever you begin to settle in, if it feels okay, let your eyes close. And with your eyes closed, let your shoulders soften. And just begin to feel yourself settle in for your practice this morning. Feel that your jaw is released. And from your seated position, if you're seated, just feel the length of your spine. So good morning and welcome if you're just joining. We're just starting in a comfortable position of your choice. We're just taking a moment to tune in. Tuning in to what it feels like in the body this morning. And tuning in to what is also moving through our mind. And just allowing that to settle. Beginning to get a sense of your body and your mind arriving for your practice today. And calling yourself to be present so that you can notice what comes up, so that you can pay attention to whatever signs are sent your way. And so there's always signs, there's always messages that are sent our way, whether it be a sensation in the body. But if we're not paying attention, if we're not present, they can pass right by. So invite yourself to participate today. Just a few more breaths here. Maybe even noticing the movement of breath this morning, as subtle as it is right now. And then from your seated position, we're just going to drop the chin towards the chest and allow the weight of the head to stretch the back of the neck. And start to roll your left ear toward your left shoulder. And pause there, maybe even dropping your right hand down toward the ground. And just feeling that line of energy, that line of release along the right side. And arch your chin up and across, stretching the throat as you go. And then land your right ear heading down toward your right shoulder. Maybe drop your left fingertips to the ground. And then start to roll your chin back toward your chest. And take a couple of moments to just move your head in any way that feels necessary. Allowing yourself to listen and follow your intuition. This can apply to movement. It can also apply to your pacing. So really paying attention. What is it your body needs right now? How is it you need to move? The next breath or two, bringing your head back to center. Opening your arms out like a T. Palms face up, reach the fingertips toward your shoulders. And then draw some circles with the elbows. And then reverse directions. So my right elbow gives me a hard time, so I'm going to have to straighten my arm a little bit. I'm listening to my body. Yikes, that doesn't feel good. Yeah, so feel free to make adjustments if you need to. Good. Nice. Eventually coming through center, and then try drawing your elbows toward one another and opening them up. And exhale, draw the elbows toward one another, opening the space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, open up, stretch across the chest. And one more time, elbows come forward, elbows open up. Good. From here, straighten the arms and flex the hands. You can see my arm is flexed and I'm just pushing it out to the side. I just wanted to show you that my arms were flexed. One breath here, pressing the invisible walls around you away. And then reach the arms behind your back, interlace them. Good. Broaden across the chest. One more breath in, opening up across the chest. Maybe even feeling a little bit of heat come into the body. And then release the arms. Shake them out. Good. Nice. Let's come forward to hands and knees. So just making the transition to tabletop. Good. So from hands and knees, just begin your cat and cow stretches. So exhaling to round the spine and inhaling to arch. And again, taking your time and listening to what your body's telling you. Listening to what your body wants to do here. How does it want to move? What speed does it want to move at? Is it ready to move deeper, or does it want to stay really mild? Okay, this is up to you. Taking about 3 to 5 breaths to explore your spinal movements. So cat and cow or any variation. Eventually bringing the spine back to neutral. And so toning the lower belly in and finding that nice long spine. Flex your toe, your feet, so your toes are on the ground, and then press the right heel towards the ceiling. So I'm keeping my right foot flexed and keeping my hips level, and I'm firing up my glute muscle on the right side. And stay here, breathing in. And then as you exhale, activate your abdominal muscles to curl the right knee toward your belly, okay? Inhale, press the heel back up. Activate the glute muscle. Exhale, draw the right knee forward. Activate your abdominal muscle. Good. Inhale, press the right heel up. Just warming up this hip joint, this movement. Exhale, draw the knee forward. Last time, press the right heel up. Stay here. Or extend the left arm forward. So my neck is long. I'm pressing into my right hand. I'm rooting down through my left shin. And I'm extending through my left arm. My right glute should have a lot of heat in it right now. One more big breath in. Exhale back to hands and knees. And round the spine, releasing that tension. Inhale to arch. Bring the spine to neutral. Thread the left arm under the right arm for a twist. So right hand is pressing down. Rotating your chest towards the right side of the room. Hips are high. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good. Bring yourself back to hands and knees. And take a moment back into child's pose. Okay? And it might feel good to bring your arms alongside your body and just rest them. Okay? The right arm might feel a little bit fatigued here. If you want to roll out the wrists, that might feel good. Maybe you want to interlace them behind your back. Again, allowing it to be intuitive. And extend your arms back, forward. Come back up to hands and knees. Create a nice neutral spine with the lower belly toned in, and then press the left heel towards the ceiling when you're ready. Level out your hips. Spine is long. And as you exhale, draw the left knee forward by pulling your lower belly up and in. Inhale, activate the glute muscle. Press the left heel toward the ceiling. Exhale, draw the left knee forward, slow and steady. Inhale, press the left heel toward the ceiling. One more time, bring the knee forward. One more time, press the heel up toward the ceiling. Hold here and either stay here with both hands down or maybe extend the left or the right arm forward. So you're rooting down into your left hand and your right shin. That's keeping you balanced. You're reaching forward with the right fingertips. You're pressing the left heel toward the ceiling. One more breath in. Exhale, release back to hands and knees. And this time we'll thread the right arm under the left arm for a twist. Hips stay high, opening up the space between the shoulder blades. 2 breaths here. And make your way back to hands and knees. Round your spine. Inhale and arch. One more time, exhale, round your spine. Inhale and arch. We'll meet in downward facing dog when you're ready. So toes tuck, hips lift up and back. Good. So from your downward facing dog, do what feels good. Pedal your feet out. Move your hips from side to side. On your next breath in, lift your right leg up into the air. Bend your right knee and give yourself permission to open up your right hip here. Now, as you open up your right hip, press more into your right hand so that your shoulders don't rotate. So it's a rotation of the hips and it's a side body opening. Good. Now look forward between your hands. Step your right foot between your hands. Lower your left shin to the ground, landing in a low lunge. Keep your hands on the ground. Lean your upper body forward in your low lunge. Good. Find that connection. Right foot to the ground, left shin to the ground. Spine is long. Good. Listening to the sensations that come up in your body as you breathe here for a couple of breaths. One more breath in. One more breath out. Start to walk your hands on top of your right thigh, lifting your upper body. You can keep your right forearm or your right hand on your right thigh, but stretch the left arm up towards the ceiling and find a little bit of a side body stretch. Yeah, so you're lengthening up and over toward the right. Yeah, so that's it, Mary. You got it. Good. Now keep pressing down through your shin as you lengthen and stretch into your side body. Feel that line of energy. Find that connection. One more breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down to the inside of the right foot. Bring it all the way down. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and open your right arm up for a spinal twist. Okay, so you're still in your low lunge, but the back knee is lifted. Yeah. Right arm opens up, broaden across your chest, spinal twist. Good. Really fire up the legs here. Hips stay low, legs are strong. Twist is happening in the center of the spine. One more breath in. Exhale, right hand comes down. Now step back, downward facing dog. Good. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Left leg lifts up. Bend the left knee, open up the left hip. Good. Don't forget to connect the left hand to the ground. Find that line of energy and plug your left hand in. One more breath in, lengthening the side body. And then step your left foot between your hands. Right shin comes down to the ground. Hands stay on the ground to start. Lengthen your upper body forward. Find your connection to the ground. Find balance between the right shin and the left foot. Good. Hips are level. Good. Listen to your body. Bring your hands on top of your left thigh. Lift your upper body. And then reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. And start to lift and lengthen your upper body over to the left, just a little bit. Good. As you do this, press through your right shin more. So you're balancing. Okay, as you lean to the left, you need to root down through the right. Otherwise, you tip over. So we are looking for balance in the body. Good. Bring the right hand down to the ground. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and open your left arm up to the ceiling. Find a spinal twist. Okay, so now here the legs are strong. They're balanced. Your twist comes from the center of the spine. So it's not a rotation of the hips, it's a rotation of the spine. Good. Bring the left hand back down to the ground, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forward into plank or a variation of plank. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Good. Rest your forehead, extend your arms alongside your body, palms facing down. And on your next breath in, lengthen and lift just the upper body. Good. Just starting to tone the back of the body. Neck is long, tops of the feet press down. One more big breath in. Exhale, release, and rest. Take a moment here. And bend your elbows, bring your fingertips in line with your chest, and then start to pull your elbows toward one another. So right away, you're feeling your upper back start to work. And then from here, start to lift and lengthen your upper body. Good. Continue to draw your elbows toward one another. Continue to press your feet into the ground. Good. One more big breath in, strengthening the upper back. Exhale, release. Find some rest. Feel the front of the body connect to the ground. Good. We'll take one more like that. You can either choose that half locust, you can choose that cobra we just did, or if you want to slide your hands back a little bit further, you can press your hands into the ground and come into up dog if you practice up dog. So if that's part of your practice and you want to come into up dog, go ahead and do that. So in up dog, the tops of the feet are touching the ground and the hands. All other parts of the body should be lifted. Good. One more big breath in. Exhale, release. When you're ready, we'll meet back in child's pose. So child's pose or puppy, depending on what your body is craving. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale forward to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg behind you. Keep the hips level this time. And then step the right foot between your hands. And this time we'll come into crescent lunge. So high lunge, back knee lifted. Okay, if this posture serves you better with your left knee down, you feel free to do that. Okay, otherwise, make sure your feet are on separate tracks so that you can balance. And then when you feel ready, you'll go ahead and extend the arms up toward the ceiling, finding a nice high lunge. So right knee is bent nice and deep. Left heel is lifted. Good. Slow and steady. Find your gaze. Find your balance. One more big breath in. Exhale, hands come together at your heart. Inhale, stay lifted with your spine. Exhale, lengthen your upper body forward, like you're gonna hover. Inhale here. And as you exhale, either take a prayer twist, bringing your left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, or maybe just bring your left hand down and open your right arm up for an open arm twist. You decide what serves you better. Legs are still strong. Yeah, so Mary, the right arm would just come right up to the ceiling here. That's it. Really nice. Think about lengthening your spine as you inhale. And as you exhale, that's when you find a little bit more twist, a little more rotation. One more breath here. You've got this. As you exhale, both hands come down to the ground, straighten the front leg. So that should give you some relief. Both legs straight now. So you're heading towards a pyramid pose. So if you have blocks nearby, this would be a good time to bring your hands onto blocks. You're lengthening your upper body over your right thigh. Okay, find some length in the spine. So it's not just a rounding and a releasing, but it's a lengthening here. Yeah. Maybe see if you can pull your right hip back a little bit and your left hip forward. Okay, I'm going to give a couple of options here. You are welcome to stay here in your pyramid pose and just work this actively, extending the spine forward. If you want to build a little bit more heat here, consider shifting your weight into your right leg and lifting your left leg up off the ground. So just a variation of standing split, keeping the left leg parallel to the ground. Continue to lengthen your spine forward. It's active. It's not a folding. If you want to add a little more heat, you can add a couple of Shiva squats. So as you exhale, you would bend both legs, tucking the left knee behind the right knee, coming into a squat. And as you inhale, you would straighten both legs, coming back to that standing split. Exhale, tucking in. Left knee behind the right. Inhale, extending out. One more time if you're doing Shiva squats with me. And then we meet in our extension. And then from here, we meet back in our pyramid. Okay, so you could have stopped at any point along the way. From here, take your blocks, walk your hands to the left. We'll meet in a straddle. Okay, so the feet are parallel. We're just in a straddle. Yeah, so that should feel pretty good. You can add a little bend to the knees if that feels even better. Good. Take the feet nice and wide here and make sure they're parallel. With your hands on blocks, find a straighter spine. So straighten the arms on your blocks. Yeah, and reach the crown of your head forward. Yeah, so rather than folding, find a lengthening. Now keep your left hand where it is and open your right arm up to the ceiling. Find a twist. Good, see if you can keep your hips level. I know it's hard here. Good, but really be mindful of your leg placement. One more big breath in. Right hand comes down. Left arm comes up, switch sides. Good, continue to lengthen the crown of your head away from your hips. So it's like, I don't know how to, like if you're like a skewer and you're like rotating a marshmallow, right? We'll think of s'mores. One more big breath in, and then left hand comes down. Good. Now fold your upper body forward. So if you want to walk the hands a little bit deeper into a forward fold here, go ahead and do that. And just a couple of breaths. Take one more slow breath in. One more slow breath out. On your next breath in, start to find a halfway lift. Hands to your hips, come all the way up to standing. Take a moment here. Turn your left toes to face the back of your mat. Bend your left knee for warrior two. So the upper body is going to still continue to face the side of your mat. This is a hip opener, arms out like a T. So right leg is long and straight. Outside of the right foot is pressing down. Front of the right thigh presses into the back of the right thigh. Left knee is over the left ankle. Good. Find space across the chest and soften the shoulders. Good. 2 more breaths, slow and steady. One more breath in. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh. Sweep the right arm up and over, extended side angle. Good, now here's where you're really gonna reach through the right fingertips and you're really gonna connect to the outside of your right foot. You need to push it down, balance out. Find that side body stretch. And make sure you're not collapsing into your left shoulder. Find space in the left side of the body. One more big breath in, you've got this. Now as you exhale, sweep the right hand all the way down to the inside of the left foot. Good, let your right heel lift up, open your left arm up, find another spinal twist. You can keep the right knee lifted or you can lower it to the ground. Okay, you could consider lowering your right knee to the ground and then bending your right leg and reaching back with your left hand to catch your right foot. Okay, if that sounds like a crazy idea, don't do it. But if you think you can do it, maybe give it a try. Yeah. Nice, Jessie. Good. Wherever you're at, take one more big breath in. And as you exhale, bring both hands to the back of your mat and come back to downward facing dog. So you're facing the back of your mat. Find a little bit of traction in the spine as you root down through your hands and lift your hips up and back. Good. Inhale, glide forward into plank. Exhale, lower all the way down or halfway down. Inhale through cobra or up dog or locust. Exhale, child's pose. Yeah. Tuck yourself back. Give yourself some relief. Feel your shins pressing into the ground. Feel your forehead resting on the ground. Notice the breath moving in your body. Feel yourself settle and listen. Begin to make your way back to downward facing dog, facing the back of your mat. Left leg extends, so lift your left leg. And then step your left foot between your hands and come into crescent lunge. So you're in crescent lunge facing the back of your mat. Arms lift up. Legs are on separate tracks. Soften your shoulders, steady your gaze. Breathing in, breathing out. Hands together at your heart. Lengthen your upper body forward. Keep pressing through your right heel as you lengthen your upper body forward. And then decide whether you want to take a prayer twist or an open arm twist. Totally up to you. You do what serves you. Make sure as you take your twist that your hips are remaining somewhat neutral, somewhat level. Legs are working here. They're nice and strong. The rotation is coming from the center of the spine, and your chest is staying open. One more breath in. Exhale, both hands down to the ground. Straighten the left leg. Good. Find your pyramid pose. Okay, so the legs are straight. They're on separate tracks. And you're leveling out your hips, lengthening your upper body over your left thigh. Hands on blocks are a great option here. Or maybe even hands on a chair if you have a chair nearby. Good. Really find length in the spine. So less folding, more lengthening. So keeping the spine active. Good. Now decide whether you want to stay here in pyramid pose or whether you want to lift the right leg for a variation of standing split. Again, it's going to stay active. It's not so much about folding, but it's a lengthening of the spine forward and a lengthening of the right heel back. Lower your right hip a little bit, Jessie. Yes, perfect. Now either stay right where you are or add your Shiva squats. So you'd be bending both legs, tucking the right knee behind your left knee, and then coming back into extension. So 3 Shiva squats on your own if you're taking them. Slow and steady. Once you've completed your 3 Shiva squats, we'll all meet back in pyramid pose. And then from here, you'll take your blocks, walk your hands to the right, and come back into your straddle. So you'll need to widen your legs. So you'd want to make sure you're heading back in the same direction you came. So we still have a few more postures to do on the other side. Widen your feet and allow yourself to take any variation of straddle here that feels good to you. So if you want to add bending one knee and then the other, getting into the inner thigh. If you want to connect your head to the ground or interlace your hands behind your back, whatever it is. We'll take 2 more breaths in this posture. On your next breath in, start to lengthen your spine, bringing yourself all the way up to standing. Okay, as your upper body becomes vertical again, just take a moment to feel your body standing tall. Good. Now you should turn your right toes to face the front of your mat and come into warrior 2. So Mary, you got turned around. So just turn yourself around. And we're gonna come in, yes, yep. We're gonna come into warrior 2 facing the top of the mat. Okay, so you wanna have the right leg bent and the left leg straight. Yep, you got it. Open your arms like a T. Yes. So your upper body is facing the left side of your room. That's it. I know, it's like Twister. It's okay. You got it, Mary, you're right. Good, broaden across your chest. Right knee is bent nice and deep. This is a hip opener. So really get into that right hip and then stretch the left leg long, connecting the outside of the left foot to the ground. One more big breath in. And now lower the right forearm to the right thigh, sweep the left arm up and over, extended side angle. Good, now we're really lengthening the left side of the body here, but you want to make sure you're not collapsing in on the right side. So keep the right shoulder away from your right ear. And then see if you can find length on the right side of your body, just as you are on the left side of your body. One more big breath in, and then bring the left hand down to the inside of the right foot. And then consider either keeping the left knee lifted or lowering the left shin to the ground and opening the right arm up to the ceiling. So just coming back into that spinal twist. Good, you can now keep the left shin down, or you can consider bending the back leg and reaching back with your right hand to connect with your left foot. Totally optional. Good, wherever you're at, we're just gonna stay here 2 more breaths. And then really gently release, come back, downward facing dog. Okay, find some traction in the spine. This should feel good. Okay, this is like the turning point. We're heading down now. Inhale, glide forward into plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Turn your head to the side and rest. Feel where the front of your body connects to the ground. Feel the ground holding your body. Feel the beating of your heart. One more big breath in. Big breath out. Just a few back bends here on our belly. Forehead connects to the ground. Reach the arms back. Actually, let's change this. Let's bring the elbows under the shoulders. Let's take Sphinx pose. So lifting your upper body. Yeah. Elbows under the shoulders. Palms down. Good. And lengthen your spine. Good. Now isometrically press down through your palms and feel as if you were going to drag your palms back. And I want you to drag your heart forward. Broaden across your chest. Neck is long. And just breathing here, stretching across the belly and finding a nice back bend. Good. You can stay here, or if you want, turn your hands outward a little bit and press into your hands and float your elbows, coming into seal pose. A little bit more of a back bend. It's a little more active. Totally optional. Wherever you're at, take one more breath in. And as you exhale, release all the way down. Good. Make a little pillow for your forehead and your arms. And rest your upper body. And keep your forehead on the ground. Reach your arms back alongside your body. Palms facing down. We're going to come into locust. You can keep your arms just as they are, or you can interlace them behind your back. And when you're ready, lengthen and lift your upper and lower body. So as you lift your upper and lower body, draw your inner thighs toward one another. Get long. Toning the whole back of the body here. One more breath in. Exhale and rest. Turn your head to the side. And one more back bend. You can either repeat any variation that we've already done, or if you want to bend your knees and reach back for your feet or your ankles, you can come into bow pose. Your choice. 3 to 5 breaths in whichever variation you land in. One more breath in. Exhale, release. That's it. Rest your upper body, bend your knees, windshield wiper them back and forth. Gently releasing your lower back. As easily as you can, make your way onto your back. Let your knees be bent, either constructive rest or reclined bound angle, whatever you think would feel better in your body. But letting your spine just rest on the ground. Take a moment to just let your mind's eye travel the length of your spine and feel it settle. If you're in reclined bound angle, bend your knees toward the ceiling again. So feet on the ground, knees bent. Cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. And find a figure four stretch. So either left foot stays on the ground or left thigh pulls in toward your chest. It might feel good to add a little element of rocking here, of like massaging out the lower back. So again, just listening to what your body needs, soothing your nervous system as we glide towards the end of our practice. Couple more breaths here. And from here, if your left leg is off the ground, connect your left foot to the ground. And maybe let your right thigh cross all the way on top of your left thigh. And shift your hips a little bit to the right and drop your knees up and over to the left for a spinal twist. So if you prefer to take a spinal twist without having the right thigh crossed on top of the left thigh, just simply uncross them and just stack the knees. Okay, so just a spinal twist, knees to the left. Arms are just opening up like a T on your back. Right shoulder heavy towards the ground as the knees are heavy towards the left. Just finding some release here. One more breath in. One more breath out. Bring the knees back through center. And we'll find figure four on the other side. So left ankle on top of the right thigh now. Right foot can stay on the ground, or you can draw the right thigh in toward your chest. Maybe maintain a little bit of rocking if that feels soothing. One more breath here. And then you'll start to make your way into a spinal twist. So knees will head over to the right. You can take that left thigh on top of the right thigh if that felt good, or simply uncross the knees and send them over to the right. Left shoulder is heavy toward the ground. From here, bring your knees back through center and start to make your way toward your final relaxation posture. So any restorative posture, traditional corpse pose, or seated meditation. We've got about 3 minutes here. Settling in, finding stillness, and listening. Listening to whatever comes up here as we come to the end of our practice. Sensations in the body, voices in your head, signs around you. Allowing yourself to be present, aware, and tuned in. In the next couple of breaths, consider deepening your breath, or maybe even allowing your breath to flow out your mouth. And then invite just a little bit of movement back into your body. next few breaths, think about making the transition back to seated. And we'll finish our practice together. Sitting up nice and tall. Hands come together at the heart. Together we fold forward, sealing in your yoga practice. Namaste, ladies. Have a fantastic Saturday. It's glorious outside. Enjoy it. Thanks for joining me. I'll stick around for a minute if you need to talk. Otherwise,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
You're welcome.